That was a spot that a lot of people had them penciled into at one point.
Well, regardless of whatever spot they have, I look for them to be as dangerous as ever in the postseason.
Now the starting group for the Denver Nuggets. In at the guard spots, it's Murray and Brown. The forwards are Porter Jr. and Gordon to his side. And it's Jokic in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Magic, underneath, in the post, it's Banchero and Carter Jr. Sliding in at the wing, we'll see Caldwell Pope and Wagner. And it's Joseph in at the point. From Rookie of the Year in 2023 to an All-Star Greg in 2024, Paolo Banchero.
And Kevin, that really says it all, doesn't it? Few players hit the ground running like Banchero has. Becoming an elite competitor, people fear almost instant.
Here is Porter. Paolo Banchero making his last shot. Murray kicks to Jokic. Back to Murray. 4 on the clock. Again, the miss by Murray.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the three.
And a wide open look for Porter. That's in there. Murray with the assist.
We know he can shoot from deep, but come on now, that's ridiculous range from Porter Jr.
Caldwell Pope outside. Back to Wagner. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. GA, when you look at the development of Franz Wagner, what now is the next step for him?
Kevin, for me, it's the three-point shooting, specifically becoming more efficient out there. And I also think he's going to have to become a better passer, ball mover. I got total confidence he'll get there because the rest of his game is complete.
You know, when Murray finishes like this, guys, it shows you how aggressive his mindset is in attacking the defense.
Here's Joseph. And he banks in the layup.
That is super efficient, getting in deep and then taking advantage.
For Denver, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Murray, the pass to Brown. Joseph against Murray. Into the lane. Pass to Gordon. That shot off the mark. Great defense that time from Banchero. Wagner with it. Now guarded by Porter. Good defense by Jokic.
Well, that's a look he has to finish, and he knows it. Lone opportunity.
Jokic with the screen on Joseph. Now Jokic. And Jokic slams it in.
You know, for all of his agility and craftiness, the slick moves, Jokic not afraid to go old school and just throw it down on you.
Now, here's Wagner. Great numbers on a nightly basis as he averages over 24 points a game. Banchero finds Carter, and he makes that one.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Murray against Joseph for 3. Brown's shot is off. Orlando leading by 3. Banchero dishes to Joseph. Banchero against Murray. And it's Banchero missing. Nuggets have gone 3 of 7 from the field since we've gotten underway. Porter passes to Jokic. And Jokic slams it in.
Boy, nice read by Porter Jr. that time, scanning the floor and getting his teammates involved.
Hooked away and stolen by Murray. And here we go. Fast break. Murray's got it. No good. He's off to a slow start. 1 for 4 so far.
Guys, this hasn't been his quarter. I mean, to me, he just doesn't look completely comfortable or confident.
Pass to Banchero. Now here is Carter. Jokic defending. Inside. And Joseph kicks to Banchero. 6 feet out. Shot by Joseph. No good. Nuggets have gone 4 for 9 from the field to start this game off. Jokic sets the screen for Murray. Here's Brown. He's guarded by Caldwell Pope. 6 to shoot. And it's Murray penetrating. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And Greg, something that is so important to this team. Jamal Murray's shot creation.
It is, Kevin. He creates so much with the ball or off of it. The work he puts in on offense frees up everything for his teammates. Great competitor who's really a perfect fit with this core.
Russell Westbrook's checked in for the Nuggets. Now here's Caldwell Pope. Still yet to score. Orlando needs to get off a shot. Another miss by Orlando. Denver's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Murray, no good.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. You tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Getting the latest now from our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David, it's all yours. Take it away.
Kevin, thank you. Paolo Banchero is not skipping steps. As its superstar says, it's like anything in life. It's a process. Having that perspective just makes you want to work every day because this is the best league in the world. If you become impatient, you're going to drive yourself crazy. It's a cliche, Kevin, but you just keep pounding away. Back to you.
Well said, David. Dedication to the craft. EA thanks. And the Nuggets making a change here. Watson's checked in. Murray, the pass to Gordon. Murray kicks to Westbrook. Murray looking around. Jokic with a screen on Joseph. Here's Murray. Rebound by Paolo Banchero. Banchero's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Joseph has an open look. Knocks down the 3-ball. Joseph's got 5 points so far.
Yeah, he can be lethal from distance. When Joseph has room to fire, he's not going to hesitate.
Murray, no good.
He's been ice cold tonight. And, you know, you look at the scoreboard, guys, they really could have used this contribution.
And it's denied. Out of bounds as Orlando keeps possession. Goga Bitadze's checked in for Banchero. And Jamal Mosley has called timeout. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. Here's Wagner. Against Washington, he was really on his game. To the inside. It's deflected and out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. And here's a look at some numbers for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
And the biggest takeaway when you look at his numbers is how good his three-point shooting has been the past 5 games. He's finding the open spots on the perimeter, and when he's getting good looks, boy, he is not missing.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Isaac's checked in for Carter. Anthony comes in for Caldwell-Pope. And Black's subbed in for Corey Joseph. Magic leading by 3. Here's Black. Denver grabs the miss. Jokic has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Murray kicks to Westbrook. And Westbrook throws it down hard.
Boy, that kind of throwdown by Westbrook gets the bench off their feet and excited.
Pass to Wagner. Here's Black. He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Really well done there. Just confident and composed, never in a hurry.
Jokic a screen. That's in there. Murray with the assist. Murray's got 4 assists now tonight.
This is exactly how you should use Jokic in these situations. Feed that beast inside.
Now here's Anthony. His last outing, he had 8 points. Pass to Bitadze. Just 5 to shoot. From deep 3-point territory. Black, no good. And it's Westbrook with the ball. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. They trail by 1. And it's Jonathan Isaac with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Both teams will make substitutions. Murray outside. Saric with the screen for Murray. Saric outside. Here's Westbrook. Pass to Watson. Shot clock at 2. Over Anthony. The Nuggets with another miss. Orlando's gone 1 of 3 from beyond the arc so far in the game. Clark, it has been quite a run for the Nuggets, hasn't it, who have made the playoffs every season since 2019.
And how about this, Kevin? They've only been lower than a 3 seed one time in that span. And that was because Murray missed the season due to injury. They are consistently tough. I don't think it's ever a good idea to foul Murray on his way to the bucket. He does not make too many mistakes at the stripe, one of the best free throw shooters in the league.
Jamal Murray is still an elite scorer, and Clarkie has fought through so many injuries.
And it's remarkable that he's as explosive off the bounce as he is after the injuries that he's dealt with. His ability to create a shot, especially at crunch time, one of the best in the league. The pull-up jumper, the teardrop, and the 3, he's got all of those.
Screen by Sharge. And Watson has it in the corner. Off target from outside. So for the Nuggets, their last game, a loss to Indiana. 3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Pass to Black. Magic moving the ball around. Anthony up on top. He's covered by Westbrook. And it's Denver with the rebound. Last time they met was in Denver.
Well, it's easy to score when you're facing very little resistance. That's why their offense looks so good in that one.
Well, I think it was a combination of things, quite honestly, but the defense didn't really offer them a challenge all night. I agree with that.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. Magic lead by 2. The second quarter comes. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And a moment now to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Magic.
Well, I've liked their assertiveness inside. They've been getting that way and playing that way the whole time, setting the tone right away that the inside area is their territory.
And it seems they've also put an emphasis on moving the ball, working to rotate around the defense and find those quality looks.
Black is out there with Anthony. Then there's Banchero. And it's De Silva in at the small forward. That's the group starting the second quarter for the Magic. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Clark, I know you'd agree, Paolo Banchero has certainly lived up to the hype, being a #1 overall pick.
Yeah, you know, I loved him when he was in college. Loved his size, his athleticism, his IQ, his tenacity. I mean, I don't think there's anything on the floor that he can't do.
Out to Sharge. Outside, Porter. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here. Najee, no good.
We know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide open look.
Nuggets trail. And around a minute gone here in the second quarter. And Watson has it in the corner. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Hey, we can't forget now, over Westbrook's career, he has averaged double-digit assists multiple times.
Denver making a switch here. Brown's checked in. The Nuggets shooting their 7th free throw attempt here.
And taking a look at the numbers on the season, they've converted about 77% of those foul shots.
You know, I know that's an aspect they've been trying to address as a team. I mean, they've got to get those free throw numbers up and improve. Oh, a really nice job to take what the defense was giving them there.
Westbrook with it. Picked up by Banchero.
Man, I tell you what, one of the things I love about Westbrook is the ferocity with which he attacks the rack. When he's driving inside, he's trying to punish the defender and the basket.
To the paint is Bitadze. Some solid defense from Saric. Denver in the lead. Outside Westbrook. Watson kicks to Westbrook. Watson the screen. And Westbrook, here we go. Watson dishes to Saric. 3-pointer. And it's Orlando with the rebound. Banchero's got his 8th rebound here tonight. Anthony on the wing. A nice shot by Black. Black's got the game tied up here for Orlando.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Here's Westbrook. Down it goes, his 3rd basket. He's now 3 for 4.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Down low, here's De Silva, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
And those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
Making a statement for sure. I mean, we'll see if they can maintain that aggressive approach, guys.
The fadeaway. Porter, no luck.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
De Silva, no good. Nuggets have gone 50% from the floor in the second quarter, 3 of 6. Westbrook passes to Porter. Good. Nice assist from Westbrook. Porter's got the lead up to 2 now for the Nuggets.
Well, you know, on the inside, Porter is a very skilled player. He understands that you've got to be multi-dimensional, a lot of versatility to your game to be effective inside.
Westbrook with it. He's coming off a 16-point game against Indiana. Anthony on the double team. Here's Brown. No good from outside. Orlando's gone 0-3 from beyond the arc to start the second quarter. Here's De Silva. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. Here's Anthony. Oh, and the jam by Anthony.
Turning on the afterburners on the drive. Good to see Anthony using his athleticism in these situations.
Saric with the screen for Westbrook. Pass to Brown. His 3-pointers off the mark. The Magic have gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. Now, here's Banchero. He's got 9. Gets the 3-pointer to fall. And now it's a 3-point Magic lead. And Greg, you talk about toughness, the compete factor. How does a team create that culture?
Call it critical mass. When you have the entire organization and enough players committed to that kind of effort, everyone has to meet that level. The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
A little back and forth from long range. I love it. That's a terrific answer there.
Here's Banchero. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Westbrook drives in. Porter kicks to Westbrook. Saric with the screen for Westbrook. And Watson has it in the corner. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Westbrook's got 4 assists in the game.
Well, we know what a skilled passer Westbrook is, but you still got to appreciate that dime there. Very impressive.
Here's De Silva, and they call the foul, so he's got the and 1 chance here to make it a 3-point play.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with their work down low.
Catching up on the changes for Orlando. Carter, he's checked in for Goga Bitadze. Wagner comes in for Anthony. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Black. The Nuggets also changing it up. Jokic, he's checked in for Saric. Zeke Naji comes in for Peyton Watson. And it's Jamal Murray in for Porter. And it's Murray penetrating. Pass to Naji. Oh, and he jams it right over Wendell Carter. Wow.
With maturity comes greater patience, understanding how to play smarter. Murray keeps his options open and finds a teammate who's gotten free.
The Magic making a switch here. Caldwell Pope's checked in. Joseph sets a screen for Caldwell Pope with the drive, and it's in there. Caldwell Pope's got his first points of the night.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse for him.
And it's Westbrook missing. Orlando leading by 4. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Nuggets are an example of how you build a contender from the ground up. Coach Michael Malone says, I'm hoping we can be a blueprint for a lot of young teams, young coaches, and young GMs. Be patient. Let it build the right way, bring in the right kind of people, and you never know what's going to happen. Kevin?
Well, David, you've just triggered a lot of thoughts here. But doing it that way, to me, feels the right way. And a lot of fun to watch their success. And we thank you for the report. And it's Wagner missing. The Nuggets trail by 4. Jokic with his screen on Joseph. Pass to Brown. Here's Jokic. Here's Jokic being aggressive inside.
Using that huge body down low, Jokic racking up some hustle points.
Now, here's Banchero. Nailed from three-point land. Banchero's got the lead up to 5 now for Orlando. The Nuggets have gone 8 of 16 from the field in the second quarter, a nice efficient 50%. What's great about Jokic, GA, is he can put up MVP numbers, and he's got a little personality to him, doesn't he?
He does. You can tell he just loves life. He loves everything he does, especially when he's on the floor, making his teammates better.
Banchero looking around. The 11-footer. Joseph finds Banchero. Releases. He drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Banchero's got 20 points.
Boy, he's really been on a roll this quarter. Seems like everything he throws up is finding bottom.
Here's Murray. And it's Murray with the jam.
And you know finishes like this get Murray pumped up. He's a big-time dunker off the drive now. He'll sneak punch you if you're not careful.
Wagner kicks to Banchero. The 3 from Joseph. Connects from three-point range. Joseph's got 8.
Yeah, and they're shooting really starting to pick up here in the second.
Yeah, and it should help them increase their separation here. I mean, this has been an impressive offensive output. I like the play call. Very solid, making perfect use of the pick to get a great look.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Now, here's Banchero. Tight defense on him. Wagner outside. Banchero left side. The teardrop falls in. Banchero's got the lead back up to 6 now for the Magic.
Boy, that was a sweet-looking teardrop. There's very little defense for that.
And so it's the Orlando Magic with a 6-point lead at the end of the quarter. And they've done a phenomenal job down the... Thank you, David. And we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
Well, since we got a little time on our hands here, you guys got any big plans for tonight?
Not me. I'm just going to take it easy.
And looking back on that first half, it certainly hasn't gone as planned for the Denver Nuggets.
I only have 2.
And that'll do it for halftime. We send you back to Kevin Harlan, who has the second half call.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You know, Paolo Banchero, guys, has been exceptional.
And how about the amount he's contributing in the scoring column through 2 quarters? He has been terrific.
And you know what? They've come at him a few different ways defensively, and nothing has slowed him down.
Second half is underway. Here's who Michael Malone's got on the floor. Before in the 5, it's Gordon and Jokic. In at the guard spots, it's Murray and Brown. And it's Porter at the 3, a small forward. Blacks checked in for Orlando. Magic leading by 6. Pass to Caldwell Pope. Orlando moving the ball around. To the middle. Takes the assist and lays it in. Picked out the pass nicely. Joseph's got 10 points. Jokic with the screen on Joseph. Porter in the corner. Fires from deep. The Nuggets with another miss.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. And we'll see if that's the answer.
Here's Murray. That's in for his 5th field goal of the game. Makes him 5 for 12 so far.
and they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
Pass to Gordon. Murray with it. He's covered by Joseph. And he makes good on the layup. 14 points for him.
This is one of those nights where Murray was just determined to take over, and he's carried through with that determination.
Gordon against Banchero. Outside, Joseph. With some arc, it falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
Trickery on display. I love it. Sometimes Joseph is unguardable when he goes to his sweet floater. A shot a little guy has to have.
For 3, Gordon. Carter pulls it in. Carter's got 5 rebounds tonight. Ball stolen. And here we go. Murray heading to the hoop. And it's Murray with the jam.
You can't allow Murray to beat you to the rack. I mean, he really turns on the Jets in the open floor. You got to get in front.
Caldwell Pope outside. Joseph sets a screen for Caldwell Pope. Pass to Banchero. He's feeling it. And again, it's Orlando converted.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
And Murray's got the ball here for the Nuggets. 6-point game. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That will conclude their brief 2-game road trip. Here's Jokic. And Jokic throws it down hard.
You know, you never know what Jokic is going to do because he's so unpredictable when he's working in the screen and roll.
Franz Wagner's checked in for Black. This is a list of the guys that have been dialed in at the free throw line lately since the All-Star break. No one has been better. 4th, Jamal Murray.
And one look at his numbers since the break, and you can see how comfortable he's been at the foul line.
And let's get an update on Franz Wagner's injury. David, any news there?
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for Orlando let me know his status. And this is an unfortunate injury and potentially devastating for them. It's amazing. He's good to come back into the game. In fact, Kevin, he's already back in the game.
Thanks for the status report there, David. At least we now know, Greg, how he's doing.
Yeah, when you talk injury, the unknown factor is always a difficult thing to deal with.
And, you know, for him, just watching his teammates unable to contribute, that's really a helpless feeling.
Murray, the pass to Jokic. Lock at 6. Back to Murray. He nails it, and we're tied up. Murray's got 18 points in the game.
And now you see them starting to really work the ball inside.
Inside, here's Carter, and then Carter with the dunk.
9-foot standing reach. Carter has no trouble putting that away.
On the wing, Murray. He's covered by Joseph. There's Porter with the 3, and it's Wagner with the rebound.
You know, defensively, you just can't afford to give him that much room. They're fortunate that he missed that one.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Yeah, you can just see it in Corey Joseph. He loves to hoop. I mean, he's a talented offensive player who also gets after it on defense.
And Orlando making a change here. Black's checked in. He doesn't get the second one. The Nuggets trail by 3. Jokic a screen. Here's Murray, and it's Murray with the jam.
Yeah, that's just playing smart basketball that time. Murray doing a really good job to set himself up to get free for his shot.
Carter with a screen on Gordon. To the inside. Second chance effort, and it's Carter missing.
And not allowing the shooter even an inch of breathing room on that one.
And, guys, that's exactly the kind of high-impact defense they want to see out of him.
Pass to Brown. No luck that time on the shot that would have put them on top. Here's Black. That one goes in. Black's got his 3rd basket of the night right there.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
And here's Jokic. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Pass to Black. Wagner outside. Here is Carter. From beyond the arc. Carter can't get that one to fall. Murray with it. Picked up by Banchero. Now Porter. He's got 7. Pass to Gordon. Here's Brown. He's covered by Joseph. Brown, the pass to Jokic. Rebound by the Magic.
And gotta like what they've been doing down low in the post.
I certainly do. You know, I like to see guys do their work inside. Their rebounding has been excellent, and that's always important in a close game.
Joseph, that's good.
This is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
Jokic a screen. Here's Murray. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. Murray's got 12 now in this quarter.
You know, he's got to be exasperated right now, fellas. I mean, playing excellent ball, but they're still losing.
And like a number of centers in today's NBA, Wendell Carter Jr. continues Clark to hone his three-point shooting.
Boy, I tell you what, Kevin, it's almost mandatory necessary for big guys nowadays to be able to knock down not only the mid-range jumper, but the three-point shot. Give credit to Carter Jr. for seeing this growing trend and then working to put it into his toolkit.
Gordon with a screen on Joseph. Murray with it. Picked up by Banchero. Good on that shot. And with that, the Magic lead is cut down to just 2 points on the bucket for Murray. Down low. The dunk and the foul. A powerhouse move. And he's got a chance for one more at the line. It's going to be on Aaron Gordon.
And guys, that strength will serve Banchero really well in the league, and we're starting to see signs of it already.
Here's what Orlando's going with right now. Goga Bitadze's checked in for Wendell Carter, and Anthony subbed in for Joseph. The Nuggets also changing it up. Sharch checked in for Gordon. Peyton Watson comes in for Christian Brown. And it's Russell Westbrook in for Jamal Murray.
Jokic able to play through contact and seems unstoppable when he's that close to the hole.
Back the pass to Bitadze. Banchero kicks to Anthony. He takes it in. Porter with a block.
You know, one area where I think Porter Jr. has surprised a bunch of folks is his shot blocking. I mean, he's got a natural knack for doing it.
Jokic with a screen on Wagner. Westbrook, and Westbrook throws it down.
Just the kind of play they need in a game this close.
You know, that's the kind of aggression they want from their floor leader.
And it just forces the defense to pay more attention to him, guys, which we know can open up things for others.
Banchero a screen for Wagner. Over Watson. And it's Wagner missing.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
And he's got to find other ways to contribute then, because his shot making is not happening right now.
And that one's good by Porter.
First 3 of the half, second of the game. Can he heat up?
Pass to Anthony. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist.
Kept moving and found an opening. Staying active. Anthony grinding for that bucket in tight.
Sharge outside. Back to Westbrook. Sharge a screen on Banchero. Count it! And he'll have a chance for a three-point play. It's on Paolo Banchero. This is his 3rd free throw attempt of the game. And we have a timeout called by Michael Malone. He wants to check in with his team and regroup.
Nuggets timeout. Here we go, fans. It's the one and only 407.
A free throw off from Westbrook. Westbrook with the block. What a performance by Jamal Murray. He has been the story for Denver. He has really delivered at the offensive end. He's torched them for 24 points so far. Right back after this break. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more action in store for us. They've got Anthony, also Black out there, and it's Bitadze in at the 5, roaming the paint. This is out there for Orlando. And it's Murray with the jam.
That tenacity on the drive. Murray is at his absolute best when he's in attack mode.
Here's Black. Driving to the basket. To the wing on the left. Carroll a screen on Murray. Black, no good.
He missed that one, but I've seen him drill shots from that distance in warm-up.
Well, that looked to me, guys, like a heat check, and was maybe a step out of his range.
Pass to De Silva. Boom, he jams it straight down.
Having a scorer's mindset, but Anthony also has to keep others involved. That's a really good pass there.
Murray, no good. The Magic trail by 3. Black the pass to Anthony. And it's Denver with the rebound. Murray's got 5 rebounds tonight. Watson the screen. Murray dishes to Watson. Out to the right wing. Brown the pass to Westbrook. Goes up again, and it's blocked. Oh, he really broke up that transition opportunity. Looks like it'll be a transition take foul. Now let's take a moment to get your guys' take on the scoring so far for the Nuggets.
Well, throughout this game, they've been lighting it up from mid-range. I love seeing that. They've made that the focus of their offense, and it's really paid off.
And you also have to applaud how they've attacked the interior in this game. A lot of points happening for them in the paint tonight.
Back to Banchero, and finished off by Banchero.
A promising sign of things to come with Banchero. Clearly somebody you've got to be excited about.
Here's Murray, and it's Murray with the jam.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
Here's Banchero. Rebound by the Nuggets. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. Murray against Joseph. Watson the screen. Murray the pass to Brown. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. And now a 4-point Nugget lead. Westbrook against Anthony. Driving inside. Outside, Joseph. And the 3 off target. The Nuggets have gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Murray against Joseph. Over to the left wing. Watson for 3. Joseph with the rebound.
I don't think he's performing up to his own expectations, but they still find themselves out in front.
Banchero passes to Bitadze. Bucket is good.
The ability to pass like that will be a must as Banchero's career goes on.
Murray against Joseph. Picked his pocket. Pass to De Silva. Now Banchero. He's covered by Murray. Banchero, that's good. Banchero's got it all tied up now for the Magic.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
White's in the screen. Out to Saric. The Nuggets with another miss.
No excuses, none. I mean, with the defense non-existent, I mean, he has to connect from there.
Pass to Banchero to take the lead, and plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up.
And a big man who can do a little bit of everything. Banchero's future is certainly bright, and he has been grinding away to get himself to the line. It hasn't always turned into points, but he's doing a lot of the dirty work for them.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Jokic has checked in for Saric. Gordon comes in for Peyton Watson. And Porter subbed in for Christian Braun. Pass to Joseph. Carter outside. Looking for Banchero and gets it there. And the shot goes in.
Showing why he was drafted first overall, Paolo Banchero has been a hoop getter tonight.
Joseph against Murray. And the foul on Jamal Murray. That's his first foul.
The second half hasn't gone nearly as well for him. He'd only had 1 before the break in terms of turnovers, but that number's growing as this game progresses.
And that's a block right there. He swats that ball away with some energy.
Hey, we know every basket's a big one in a tight game, and he is not about to give up an easy look.
Christian Braun's checked in for Russell Westbrook.
Boy, and that is a bunch of rebounds for a player who's not the biggest guy out there.
Here's Gordon. Here's Porter to halt the run. He scores his 5th field goal. He's taken 9 shots to get those 5.
Porter comes away with the hustle bucket. That time using his size to make an impact on the offensive glass.
Carter outside. And that's a foul called on Franz Wagner. That's his first foul.
Personal foul.
Denver's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the 4th quarter. Jokic with the screen on Joseph. Murray with it, and it's Carter picking him up.
Boy, Murray is a better athlete than he looks. He's actually terrific as an athlete. Have to love seeing him use that momentum to bounce up and throw it down.
It's picked off. An even 3-on-3 break. Brown the pass to Gordon. Here's Brown. Pass to Jokic. Lets it go from deep. There's Jokic with range.
When it's an important possession, Jokic steps up big.
Carter left side. Back to Joseph. That one falls, coming off Carter's feet. Carter's got his 3rd assist on the night. And here is Murray. To the paint, here's Porter, and finished off by Porter.
Major poise for Porter Jr. Big time at coming through when his teammates need him to.
And Jamal Mosley has called timeout. And clearly an important juncture. He's going to have some choice words with his team. With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Jamal Mosley was saying to the team. Now he's encouraging them to keep attacking in the paint. He said, when we get inside, we score. Simple as that. Keep attacking and don't settle for anything that's not at the rim. Kevin, back to you.
Okay, David, much appreciated. That one's not going to go. Nice defense from Wagner. Here's Banchero. And finished off by Banchero.
No shame or fear in this young fella. Banchero will take on any big shot. Love seeing that from him.
Basket good.
Jamal Murray proving he's not afraid of the big moment. Big time shot there.
Banchero against Gordon. 3-pointer. And it's Banchero missing.
You know, the ill-advised threes isn't how you want to close the gap. You've got to have better shot selection.
Outside, Porter launches it. Kept alive. From downtown, no good.
And you know what? If you're the defense, you got him right where you want him. Let him keep shooting those threes because he's been brutal in this half.
This dude, folks, has ice in his veins when the game is tight. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope.
Murray the pass to Gordon. And they double up Gordon. Here's Brown. Drains the three-pointer. Brown's got the lead up to 5 now for the Nuggets.
Confident and composed on the three-point shot at a critical juncture.
Murray kicks to Gordon. Joseph against Murray. Going inside, and Jokic wide open. He shoots, misses the three. And it's Joseph with the ball. He'll bring it up to Orlando. Caldwell-Pope finds Wagner. Count it! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
The young fella taking charge of the situation. Wagner gets the clutch bucket for his team. How sweet is that?
Gordon with a screen on Joseph. Here's Murray. Outside Porter. And stolen by Wagner. For the finish, money!
And you can't get a bigger bucket than that.
Well, that was 1-2. He wanted the ball. Nobody else was taking that shot.
And they commit an intentional foul. It's another one of those so they can get into the penalty. So they foul intentionally.
Honestly, just doing what they have to in order to get the basketball back.
That's a good foul, though. I like that. I mean, clock management crucial at this time of the game.
So he goes 2 for 2 at the line, and it's a 3-point game.
Absolutely massive free throw. That'll force them into a three-point attempt.
And Jamal Mosley has called timeout. The magnitude at this juncture in the game clearly warranting a timeout. What do you think Coach's focus is going to be here?
And if you can get a three, shoot it. Otherwise, get the 3-2 and a foul.
Either way, they got to score the ball.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish. You have to foul, but I'm sure they would have liked to foul someone different.
They didn't really have another option. I mean, I thought they did a nice job getting it in his hands and making sure he was the guy who'd go to the line.
Wagner finds Carter. And so it's Denver who comes out on top here. They break the hearts of every fan in the building with a dramatic late victory.
And Kevin, this is the kind of win you have to take a ton of pride in. I mean, they battled with everything they had and came through when the pressure was at its highest.
And now let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline for our player of the game. David, take it away.
Thanks very much, Jamal. Gritty game tonight. What did it take to get the win?
We did a good job just all the way through. Even when we had a bad start defensively, we were able to pick it up and not able to score. You know what I mean? Once we got defense in the game, we were able to get out and run. Everybody got some trust.
Well, you were a good unit when it mattered, and it led to the win. Congrats. Back to you.
David, thank you as always. That's it, folks. The NBA regular season is in the books. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. And as we leave you, we give you our player of the game, Jamal Murray.